is agreed to.
Turning the page to page 15, item 61, number 4H, is now before the body.
The delegate from Fairfax, Delegate Simon.
Mr. Speaker, speaking to the amendment.
The delegate has the floor.
Mr. Speaker, members of the House, I'm going to rise to object to this big government intrusion into all of our private lives with the hiring of a bloated number of attorneys for the Attorney General's office. I was actually just watching to make sure I knew how the day was going to go, and I was watching the budget debate 2 years ago. I saw the delegate from Scott talking about how we were adding all these attorneys to the Attorney General's office who'd be investigating your businesses and looking into your private lives and slowing down commerce in Virginia. And then I looked at this amendment. We're going to add 24 new attorneys to the Attorney General's office, ostensibly because they need to keep up with the additional workflow from expanding the Court of Appeals and creating appeals of right in criminal cases. And so I'm sure that we're going to hear that a vote against this amendment is a vote to let all kinds of horrible criminals go free because nobody will be there to defend their appeals. And I would suggest, Mr. Speaker, members of the House, that there's an alternative. We can reject this amendment, and we can have the Attorney General move around attorneys in his office from other departments. He can reallocate his resources. If he were so pressed for people, Mr. Speaker, you'd have to wonder why on his first day in office, the very first thing he did was fire 30 employees on day one. And now he's telling us we need to go hire 26 new ones to deal with this. And Mr. Speaker, there's another reason I'm a little bit concerned about adding 26 new positions for the Attorney General to fill. Because already he's not shown a great track record in fully vetting and understanding the people that he hires for these positions. Because he's already had a Deputy Attorney General who had to resign in disgrace when they discovered her social media posts praising the patriots that stormed the Capitol on January 6th. So I'm not sure that we want to give him 26 new positions to fill, Mr. Speaker. And on top of that, Mr. Speaker, I think I'd be wary of giving this new Attorney General 26 new slots to fill as he pleased after he's gone ahead, and one of the second things he did was fire 3 university attorneys, one of whom was investigating what happened on January 6th at the Capitol, and then creating an open slot for one of his investigators to say, hey, if I do a really good job and make the Attorney General look good in Loudoun County, maybe I can slip into that university attorney's job. So, Mr. Speaker, members of the House, there's no doubt that there's a need for some additional personnel to handle the expansion of the Court of Appeals, which we did when we were in charge. But, Mr. Speaker, members of the House, there are plenty of resources over at the Attorney General's office. We heard 2 years ago that they didn't need any more attorneys. I'd say the same thing applies now. He can move folks around. He can make do with what he's got. He can work on filling those 30 slots that he fired when he first got into office, but we don't need this amendment. I hope that it'll be the pleasure of the body to vote no for this item. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The delegate from Virginia.